This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
After hitting a record high, temps are starting to tumble as rain moves into our region. What this means for tonight's Cardinals game. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the night off. We have 2 reports tonight, but let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
You know, extreme heat earlier today, that heat index topping out around 110 for some of us. And we had a record high in St. Louis of 103 degrees. We also had thunderstorms develop to our north and northeast, put down a boundary. That boundary is now approaching Herman, approaching Union, down to Cedar Hill, pressing towards the southwest. And behind that, we had showers and thunderstorms developing. Quite a bit of lightning there for a while around the metro. But most of that lightning is found in southwestern portions of Pike County, northern portions of Montgomery County, and with some of these thunderstorms that are scattered down to the south of St. Louis. Looking into the metro area right now, yes, we have some downpours. Temperatures a good 20 to 25 degrees cooler than what they were earlier today. As you see what's developing now, this lasts for about an hour or so, maybe 2, and then it kind of fizzles. The strongest storm where there's a warning out there into Montgomery County, but it looks like it's moving more south than it is to the east. We'll watch these storms down over the eastern Ozarks here in the hilly terrain southwest of St. Louis for the potential that 1 or 2 of those might become strong to severe with some wind gusts. Around the metro, though, the rain will wind down with this first round. There will be more storms later tonight. The good news is we're getting at least some rain in some places, and it's much cooler. We'll see you in a few minutes and track the next round, Ann.
Today, local leaders came together to find solution for people to survive this summer's extreme heat. Annie Krall was downtown today as 800 donated air conditioning units were loaded onto trucks, and she is here in studio. Annie?
And the dangers of temperatures this high, which can shut down air conditioners, was one of the biggest takeaways from this morning's gathering with Ameren Missouri. Organizations like the Urban League, the St. Louis County Housing Authority, and of course, first responders all swapped stories about the recent stretch of suffocating heat. The St. Louis Fire Department responded to a call in North City on Monday night for 2 elderly and disabled women.
It's maybe 86, 87 degrees outside, but once you entered their home, there was just a noticeable difference that it was much hotter on the inside, even though it cooled off to some degree outside.
Their home was at 94 degrees at 11:30 p.m., Captain Garen Mosby said. The air conditioning had been broken since Saturday.
Check on your seniors, right? Their bodies don't regulate temperatures like they used to. So just a concerned neighbor. We were happy to go there. It was 11:30 at night, but we are sort of a 24-hour operation.
Which is why local leaders are providing more energy-efficient air conditioners for vulnerable individuals, according to Ameren Chairman and President Mark Burke.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this summer tradition that saves lives.
Missouri Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe said the 800 units donated by Ameren this week are a crucial step forward, but likely won't be enough.
A lot of people have the air conditioners in their home that are older, don't work, or they are very inefficient.
With his family from North City, Kehoe has dealt with the hurdles that come with helping seniors in the summer heat.
They have a lot of pride. Seniors don't want to ask other people for help. And so we got to have neighbors checking on neighbors, making sure those seniors that live in those homes in our veterans community understand there are resources out there and you can take help graciously, is what I used to tell my mother and grandmother.
On average, Ameren tells us these energy-efficient air conditioners cost less than $1 a day to operate. If you're an older adult, someone with disabilities, or a low-income family in need of air conditioning assistance, you're encouraged to contact Cool Down St. Louis. Ann?
A former St. Louis public school principal will spend the rest of his life in prison after pleading guilty for his role in a murder-for-hire plot. The deadly crime was financed with money he stole from students. 5 on your side's Holden Kurwicki was in the courtroom today as a federal judge sentenced him, and he's live in the newsroom. Holden.
Well, and today's guilty plea came 8 years after Jocelyn Peters, an elementary school teacher, was murdered inside of her Central West End home because prosecutors say she refused to have an abortion. The 2 men responsible will now spend the rest of their lives in prison, but her family told me that's not enough.
As the family of Jocelyn Peters walked into federal court Tuesday morning, they were all adorned with a yellow flower.
Yellow was Jocelyn's favorite color.
Known for her vibrant personality, Peters taught 2nd and 3rd grade at Mann Elementary.
She would always run in my office every morning and scare me and burst in and tell me about the magic that was going to happen and how I had to come upstairs and see what the magic was.
According to prosecutors, former Carr Lane principal Cornelius Green hired a hitman to kill Peters and their unborn child inside her Central West End apartment in 2016.
This crime was senseless.
I've been here over 24 years, and this is the single most heartbreaking case I've ever had.
As Peters' family read victim impact statements to the court, even the judge presiding over the case teared up. But Green sat expressionless in his seat.
It just shows his character. He tried to, hold his head down, but he didn't really have any remorse.
Green will now spend the rest of his life in federal prison as part of a plea agreement that will drop state charges, which carried the possibility of the death penalty.
I'm not able to go visit Jocelyn. I'm not able to hug my granddaughter, so no, life is no, it's not enough.
There will never be anything that will bring her back, and I think that's the hard part. I hope that he never sees the light of day for what he's done.
Green's attorneys requested that he be transferred to prison in Greenville, Illinois, but Judge White denied that request, stating that he preferred the Department of Prisons to decide where Green will be incarcerated. Ann?
The nation's top doctor issued an advisory today declaring gun violence as a public health crisis. Our Justina Cornell joins us in studio with more details on the Surgeon General's call to action.
And the 39-page advisory has several sections from homicides to suicides to children impacted by firearms. It also talks about the communities at risk. More than 48,000 people in the U.S. died from gun injuries in 2022. Black individuals endure the highest rates of firearm homicides, while suicide rates are highest among veterans. Now, the advisory recommends the need for more research, strategies, and stronger laws, and it addresses the mental health toll this can have. Now, there are organizations in the St. Louis region already doing this work to heal and be proactive in prevention. The bullet-related injury clinic, known as BRIC, helps people recover from bullet injuries. Director L.J. Punch said this advisory is helpful with structure and funding to amplify the need for education and prevention based on safe gun ownership.
This declaration is a big deal for us. It's a big opportunity to raise awareness and, most importantly, to stand in solidarity with people whose lives have already been impacted. They deserve better, and we're here for that.
The U.S. Surgeon General said our failure to address this is a moral crisis. Now, the latest move is the first time their office is issuing an advisory like this.
Coming up, the International Institute has a solution to St. Louis's shrinking population. Plus, another parish in the St. Louis Archdiocese loses an appeal to stay open. The 5 still waiting for a decision.